Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the call. I'm Ray Madoran. Barb and I are master coordinators, and we live in sunny, warm Scottsdale, Arizona, and we're your hosts for tonight's call. For those of you that are new and joining us for the first time, or maybe your guest, this is our monthly OPA call. These calls are hosted by the master coordinator organizations that began with Mary and Gary Loomis, and it's continued and grown, actually, under their son, Rob. The OPA organization today includes 10 master coordinator organizations, including one presidential master, and Rob also is a presidential master. OPA stands for Organic Products Associates. Now, that's the name that the Loomises gave their business organization because, they knew early on that their Shackley business would grow beyond the place where people would know the names of the early mentors and masters, and they wanted to create a family legacy. The OPA organization has grown today where it is doing over $10 million in sales annually with over 300 business leaders. So that's a little bit about the OPA organization and its history. I'm going to turn the call over to Barb, and she's going to introduce our very special guest for this evening, and I'm excited about this one because Bill and Nancy Firth are two of my favorite people in Shackley, and I think they just absolutely embody what Shackley is all about. So, Barb?
Thank you. Yeah, we've gotten to know Bill and Nancy really well over the last 3 years, and they are senior master coordinators and 49 years in Shackley. They're from the upper New York State in the western part, right near Niagara Falls. And they started their business many years ago with talking about basic age. They became masters in 2001, senior masters in 2011, and while you will see Bill and hear Bill tonight as kind of the face of the business, Nancy is the back office. She holds everything together in the background, and she does a great job of it. So you won't hear her speak very often, but she's behind Bill all the way. So, Bill, with this, I'd like to introduce you. Bill, I should say first, Bill has done an exceptional job of presentation that he put together a couple years ago that he will mention at the end of this one. And he has moved on to the one that you're going to be hearing tonight and seeing tonight. It's called Rewrite Your Future. And so with that, Bill, I'm going to let you have it. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Barb and Ray. Thank you for all your kind comments. We appreciate that, and you are special people in our hearts, too. And we always enjoy working together with you out in the field, and just have a lot of respect for your Shackley stand and all that you do for so many that are helping people to grow their businesses. Good evening, everybody. It's a joy to be here this evening. It's an honor to be asked and a privilege, and I'm going to give you my best shot tonight and try to put this to you this presentation. It's so that you can begin to see there's why we put this together, and I'll share that in just a moment. Just a little maybe a preface that some of you are maybe familiar with the New Economy presentation. That's been really out a little over 3 years, and that was done just simply because I learned as I was reading and seeing this term New Economy. I began to investigate that and began to try to understand really what it was, and then I found out it was more than just a buzzword. It was a new economy, and what it meant, and how it would impact the job arena, and also within that the opportunity that was there. So that is still a viable DVD. It's been used by a lot of people. It's been used in schools and universities and high schools. So it's been kind of fun to see that whole thing emerge. The reason I'm doing this particular presentation, Rewrite Your Future, it's almost like a sequel, so I use some of the same thoughts, but we take it to another place. I think it's where people know what's going on today. They're aware of it. So rather than trying to make them aware of it, we're now assuming, and I know never should assume, but I know people now have an awareness of what's going on around them. They see it. that they experience it. So this is kind of a sequel to that, and I think this is going to be a great tool to really create attention and to get a conversation going. And that's all these really are meant to do, is to create a conversation and to create an awareness in the conversation. So I'm going to start, and we'll just kind of roll from there. I may make a few comments as we go, and not too many, because obviously when you put this out on the marketplace, it's done in a very systematic way. But tonight I'll take the liberty of making a couple of comments as I feel led, and then we can go from there. So, excuse me. Welcome everyone. Rewrite Your Future takes an honest look at the now and directly points to a proven solution for tomorrow. We talk about the future. Well, we'll spend the rest of our life there. We don't boast about tomorrow, but we can prepare for it. It's a part of one's responsibility. The future belongs to those who understand the present day and smartly and purposely embrace the challenge of tomorrow. So, you got to know what tomorrow is going to bring, and that who the future is going to belong to. Trusting today's marketplace to consider your present realities and your future possibilities is causing serious conversations. It's no secret. This is not your father's economy. To thrive and survive in today's economy, it really is time for a reality check. The cry from almost every sector of the workforce is one of disappointment and disillusionment. It results in the loss of hope and clouded dreams for many. The White House Council of Economic Advisors recently gave projections of job displacement by automation over the next 19 years. For those who are earning less than $20 an hour, presently the number of U.S. jobs in this wage range are 81 million people making less than $20 an hour. The likelihood of job displacement is going to be 83% of those jobs will no longer exist. For those who are earning between $20 and $40 an hour, there are presently 39 people in this wage range. The likelihood of job displacement is going to be almost a third. That's 31%. And for those who are making more than $40 an hour, presently there are 10 million people, U.S. jobs in this wage range. The likelihood of job displacement is around 4%. Now, there is a sobering reality when we lift these numbers off the page and put life to them. What do they represent? They represent progressive job disharmony this year, next year, and many years in the future. They represent life and families facing unwelcome change, and they represent the further erosion of the middle class. The bottom line is, all the arrows are pointing to questions looking for answers. Do these questions sound familiar to you? How can I get ahead? How can I reduce debt? How can I save money? Could there be a better way to succeed in this massive, unsettling job upheaval? Well, before we can consider a better way, we need to identify present realities, unpack the facts, and this is important to recognize and agree. We are living in a sea of economic change, and this change is driven by technology, globalization, artificial intelligence, and finally the Internet of Things. To better recognize this new economic phase, discover a proven solution, and define your position in this economic shifting storm, we need to identify and consider the following: the present economic forces. The second thing is the power of a network. And thirdly, we need to consider a new paradigm. Today we are witnessing the dismantling of the traditional employment model, and it is no ordinary disruption. It's fueled by two powerful engines: technology and globalization. It's real, it's permanent, and its impact is directly related to jobs. The rise of robotics, artificial intelligence, supercomputers, and the updated state of the Internet of Things are moving us at a rapid pace to a less labor-intensive workplace. Globalization is the flow of trade, capital, and people, which is having a transforming impact on every aspect of business and life. And all of this is under a broad worldview commonly referred to as the new economy. You know, when we think of the word new, it speaks of something being brought into being. The present models of employment and compensation are vanishing. It's a new era. It's a new reality. And the question is, are you prepared? Technology is the agent of change in the last four defining economies, always affecting the workforce. A quick review of history will clearly demonstrate this. Technology was a dominant force, moving workers from the agricultural-based economy into the industrial manufacturing-based economy. In the 1950s, technology again makes a strong imprint, creating a lasting effect. The modern computer arrives on the scene. It was not until 1964 when the concept of digital integration defined what we then called the service-based economy. My friends, the seed was planted and it began to germinate. With the advancement of technology, personal computer evolution, the emerging of the growth of the Internet, powerful computers, and machinery, these combined would penetrate the consumer and business marketplace, reaching a tipping point in the 1990s, birthing the new economy. When you hear or see the words new economy, I want you to picture something. Picture a large umbrella overshadowing a single, massive, interconnected force with multiple moving parts. People, money, companies, ideas, and technologies are totally exchangeable or replaceable. Yes, I said people. You and I are exchangeable or replaceable. We're displaced by technology, computers, robots, advanced machinery. We're forced to compete in a global interactive market on a real-time basis. And that's a big deal, real-time basis. Jobs are being outsourced to other countries. Insourcing, countless good-paying jobs in the technology sector are being lost. In fact, there has been a 250% increase since 2007. And the effects on the workforce are clear. Fewer good-paying manufacturing jobs, continuous increase in temporary workers with reduced benefits, lower wages, and reduced bargaining power. The net result, don't miss this, the net result is the reduction of human autonomy. I'm going to say that again. The net result is the reduction of human autonomy. Family lifestyle is under assault, and the dreams your parents had and their parents are today often going unfulfilled. My friends, average is over. Our world no longer fairly compensates people who are cogs in a giant economic system. The outlook for cognitive and manual work in both routine and non-routine jobs, which makes up approximately 51% of our workforce, is being redefined. The human element is being removed from manufacturing and from manual labor. This 51% represents jobs that make up a big part of the middle class, the heart of the working class in North America. You know, this presentation would be remiss if it did not expose a growing economic cliff, the student loan debt. Millions of Americans and Canadian graduates, plus those who did not complete college, face crushing debt and a dim employment picture. Bottom line is, most have been forced to put life on hold. Marriage, buying a car, a home, and savings are out of the picture for now for many. Whatever demographic you find yourself in, the millennium, the Gen X, or the baby boomer, the issues facing most is similar. Financial insecurity, debt, little savings, and a narrowing job market. I know I'm presenting a pretty dim scenario, but it's important to paint the true picture of present realities. However, from this point forward, let's paint a new picture. Let's change your focus. Let's change your focus. A universal axiom says this: when one door closes, another door opens. And one of those doors opening wide to rewrite your future is recognizing and implementing the power of a network. One of the most powerful proven networking models in North America and around the world is defined as network marketing. Network marketing is a distribution system designed to move products into the hands of consumers through a network of distributors. Distributors are paid to make the connection to the customer. The success of network marketing over 60-plus years is directly related to the potential life-changing impact on a distributor's life. It unleashes the potential to live your dream. It gives you the ability to harness the power of growth without limits, the ability to duplicate yourself. It's been documented as a life-changing business education. And it gives you the opportunity to earn residual income. That's income where you perform an activity and continue to be compensated for the initial effort when no longer directly involved. To build a network is to create a future. Here are some key quotes from influential, globally recognized players in the business and financial world pinpointing network marketing. Each one has their finger on the pulse of today's economic realities. Seth Godin, business consultant, educator, author, says this: the new economy values connections. The key is creating communities of networks. Paul Zane Pilzer, noted economist and entrepreneur, says this: capitalize on the sharing revolution. Warren Buffett, who I think he needs no introduction, says this: network marketing today is more widely accepted than at any time in its 60-plus year history. And Forbes magazine, a highly respected business magazine, states MLM is poised for explosive growth. The most recent figures from the Direct Selling Association, which includes network marketing, for the year 2015 supports what these experts are saying. They're impressive and they deserve your attention. 20 million people are involved in this type of marketing. It's estimated retail sales over $36 billion. That's a 4.8% increase over 2014. Network marketing, listen now, outpaced the growth rate of traditional retail sales as well as the gross domestic product in the U.S. Think about this one. 1 in 6 households are involved in direct selling. It generates a higher percentage of annual income over $50,000. That's 58% earn over $50,000 compared to the rest of the population. And it attracts those with higher level of education. 52% are college grads compared to 28% of all Americans. This tells you a lot about the people who embrace direct selling. Hey, that is compelling. Wouldn't you agree? To not only survive, but to thrive in the new economy, building a network puts you in a position to excel. Now, choosing the right network marketing company for short and long-term success is key. The truth is, not all network marketing companies are equal. Successful and reputable network marketing companies distinguish themselves bringing these 4 characteristics. Listen, they bring value for their customers. They bring security for their distributors. They bring trust in their community and recognition in the industry. Not too many years ago, a #1 best-selling book, Good to Great by Jim Collins, caught the attention of the marketplace. The focus of the book was describing the components of what makes certain companies not just good, but great. What key components make up a great network marketing company? Well, it starts with the right philosophy, because the philosophy of the company is its foundation. It's where trust and security are built. And then it's got to be supported by longevity, success over a lengthy period of time. It has to have financial stability. More companies fail for this reason than any other in network marketing. Proprietary products, science, and research should be driving cutting-edge, high-quality, unique, patented products. Unlimited earnings, rewards at every level of achievement, not just for a few. Should have an affordable entry, an opportunity for everyone can find their beginning point. It must have training support, training in both product sales and network development. And lastly, it must have proven residual income, sustainable income created by the right business model. Well, my friend, Shackley Corporation measures up. It's one that sets itself apart is the Shackley Corporation recognized as a foundational pillar in the network marketing industry and a company built on trust. It's one thing to say you're great. It's another thing to prove it. So let's let the record speak for itself. Let's talk about stability. 60-plus years empowering people to improve their health and financial position. Shackley offers financial stability. Over $7 billion in bonuses paid out to its distributors. Science and research, more than 120 published critical studies and abstracts. How about proprietary products? 70-plus patents and patents pending and counting. The best. Here's a quote from the Shackley Corporation regarding two of their products. The best, most comprehensive nutritional system in the world. And this is a legally supported statement. Benefit package, earn at every level to the top rank. Fully paid incentive trips and a subsidized car program. Training and support, both field and home office support. You learn from proven winners. And how about proven residual income? Not just for a few. It's a reality for thousands of Shackley distributors who earn residual income on a regular monthly basis. Any of these by themselves would be good, but when you combine the sum of these components, you go from good to great. And this brings us to the final point of this presentation, a new paradigm. What's a paradigm? Well, Stephen Covey defines it this way. Paradigms are the way we see, understand, and interpret the world. It's our mental map. See, we assume that the way we see things is the way they really are, or the way they should be. Albert Einstein spoke into this with a profound quote. Our thinking creates problems which the same level of thinking cannot solve. In other words, to create a better way requires changing our thinking, i.e., a new paradigm. An excerpt from the book, The Art of Possibility by Rosamund and Benjamin Zander, with a slight tweak, beautifully demonstrates a common paradigm, which is old thinking, versus a highly effective paradigm, new thinking. A shoe factory sends two people for marketing research to a region of Africa to study the prospects for expanding business. One sends back an email saying, situation hopeless, no one wears shoes. The other one sends a triumphant email, glorious business opportunity, they have no shoes. What's the difference? Each one came to the same scene with a mental map. One saw no opportunity, this is the way things are. The other saw abundant opportunity, a better way to walk. What's the point? The point is there is one of two ways you are receiving this presentation. One is with doubt. Well, I don't think the new economy will affect me. It's just the way things are. Or you can receive this with abundance. I'm interested. I see the effects of the new economy all around me. I want to learn more about this. Listen, whatever your response, the economic facts don't change. The economic times we live in challenge each of us to evaluate our present standing. For those who don't, it can be the worst of times. But for those who do, it can be the best of times. Dr. Forrest C. Shackley, founder of Shackley Corporation, so aptly put it this way: every tomorrow will bear the imprint of today's thoughts. What you think you look, what you think you do, and what you think you are. Life is about two things: transformation and application. A willingness to be transformed is how we grow. We learn something and then we apply it. Stephen R. Covey speaks into this in a powerful way. He says, if you want to make minor changes in your life, then work on your behavior. But if you want to make significant quantum breakthroughs, work on your paradigms. The significant breakthrough, that paradigm shift, can begin for you by positioning yourself as a part-time or full-time Shackley Network marketing professional. It's a positive first step to rewrite your future. I am a firm believer, like others, that nothing happens by chance. You are meant to view this presentation. And the person who shared this DVD with you did so because he or she cares and will follow up to answer any questions that you may have. There are only so many defining moments in our life. And the reality is, you define the moment, or the moment defines you. My friends, this could be your moment, your defining moment, to rewrite your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. That was terrific.
You're welcome, Barb.
That was awesome.
Are there any questions or comments for Bill from any? You're all unmuted now, so if anyone has a question or a comment. You know, if you don't at this moment, let me give you something to think about. Think that the word "think" is the key. One of the things that we work with Bill a lot with the Presidential Master Builders meetings, and those of you who may be familiar with that, or perhaps who have heard of them, even if you haven't ever attended, may know that we talk a lot about thinking and where our thinking gets us. And what I noticed on this presentation with Bill, first the Albert Einstein quote, "Our thinking creates problems which the same level of thinking cannot change." So that's certainly true when we get involved in the business, but it's true before we're in the business too. And so this presentation opens us to something new. And then he had another quote from Dr. Shackley, "Every tomorrow will bear the imprint of today's thoughts." And those of you who have read Thoughtsmanship or any of other Dr. Shackley quotes from over the years know how important thinking was for him. You know, what you think you look, what you think you do, what you think you are. So, Bill, this just speaks to all of that and embraces that, expands on it, and gives us the opportunity, I think, to invite others to take a look at that too. And what it also does, just the title, Rewrite Your Future, it gives people the option, the permission to dream beyond where they could be if they just continue in their day-to-day life now and with what's happening in the world. You know, they do have other opportunities, so thank you for that. And
thank you,
just
Barbara.
on that
I mentioned
note,
that.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
you mentioned that. Go ahead.
No. Anything else that you'd like to say, or then we'll turn it over
No,
to other
just what
people
you said. I did, about halfway through, I actually mentioned about those who have embraced network marketing, how it gives you the chance to, for unlimited possibilities, to live your dream. And so we do talk about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I want to say when doing something like this.
Where was it? Where was it?
This. Go ahead.
Somebody's talking in the background. And if you're going to be doing that, please start.
Please mute out *6. Yeah.
We need. It's very valuable to use tools that is a third party person. That's when you're bringing in the third party. And that's what these do. That's what this does. And all we're trying to accomplish with this, and what I'm trying to accomplish, when I thought of it, why would I even do it? And it took 6 months to do this before we actually put it to a final thing. Why would I do it in the first place? Because I've been at this a long time, and I'm in the field, and I work this business every day. So I know, and I feel, and I see what's going on. I'm in the marketplace, and I get a good sense of what's going on. And I see just today, I'm going through some physical therapy work. I just did a little bit of it, talking to my physical therapist. And I embraced him. It wasn't long before we got talking about this subject and how quickly I learned his quandary. It didn't take long to figure out this man has a quandary. He's got a great education, a minimal paying job, and big debt. That's what he's got. And he admitted that. And I said, and he was trying to, how he's going to come out of that. And I didn't tell him about Shackley at that point. I just said, Andrew, you're going to have to think about owning something of your own, to build something, to create something. That's the only way I can see where you can change the picture of the picture that you're in. And he said, you're right. You're right. I'll see him Wednesday morning again. The point being is that people they're looking for answers. Number one, they want to know why this is happening to them, but more than that, they want a solution. And I think this brings a solution to them, something that someone can take, sit down with them, and then you can start working through the process. So beautifully done in the Presidential Master Builder website, where you take them through the explore, but you got to have a way to first get their attention. And this, I think, will do that. And if you can use this as a tool to put in people's hands, I think the potential for increasing your opportunities to share the business opportunity of Shackley will grow immeasurably. And so that's why I did this, and this is what I'm going to do with our organization. They know it's coming. One of them has already ordered 100 of these, because they know the value of it. And by the way, let me say something here. I write this. I work with Don Sykes, and then I give him ideas, and then he puts out the PowerPoints. One of the things that Nancy and I do not do, or didn't want to do, we did not want to be involved in getting out in the selling of these per se as an income part of these. I do not, Nancy and I. And all that we put out, we have never made one penny on anything that we have put out. We don't make anything on it. I'm pleased and I'm excited to work with Don. It's great to get through Don, who's a great vehicle to get this information out, much better than I'll ever have or ever could do. And that's what I'm interested in. I am always interested in the greater good. That means I'm always interested in your business and certainly interested in our business. So my goal is always to produce things that are worthwhile, that will make a difference in the field and continue to build the Shackley emblem and the Shackley business. So that's why we do this. That's why I do it. It's not that I'm in the DVD selling business. I don't make a dime, and I simply don't make any money, and that's by choice, not by any of the reasons. It's by Nancy's by choice. That's not like I'm some hero. It's just our choice. So I wanted to share that with you. There's a reason why I do this, because I feel so strongly about reaching people, and we've got to reach them with tools. And this is one tool I think has value. I'd like to know if you thought this has value or not. Maybe some of you could chime in.
Anyone?
Don't be bashful.
Bill, just thinking about what you said with the tool itself and how you love what you do and you work at it every day and all of those sorts of things. When I think about the two sides of Shackley, the product and the business, and so many people are so drawn to the products and they embrace them and they love them because they mean something directly to them and the experiences they have. What I think you've given us here as a gift in this Rewrite Your Future is the chance for people to look at the experiences that they and people close to them are having in their lives now that they're perhaps uncomfortable with, but they are certainly emotionally involved in them. And because they can understand them, because this is a part of who they are in their lives and the lives of those around them, they are going to be, I think, more open to seeing how this could perhaps give them an option for change that they wouldn't have otherwise. So it may be an easier way for a lot of us who are a little bit standoffish about presenting the business or even approaching the business at all. And this has nothing to do with the comp plan. It's just, would people be interested in what we have to offer? That this, I think, could be a terrific vehicle for an awful lot of people.
I think so, Barb, and I use the premise, sell the sizzle, not the steak. And that's been an axiom that has always held true in any type of communications. And this is sizzle, and it's to take them to the steak. But you have to create an interest or a want to even try to want to eat the steak. And so this is a sizzle, and if it has any value as much as the New Economy DVD is. And by the way, I've built first level directors off the New Economy, just passing them out. I have people who've been first levels. That's how they got in the business, through the DVD. And so I think this has that potential. I know certainly that whatever it will be, but I'm going to really use it in our group and our organization in a big way. So yeah.
Great. And Bill, will you mention too? I know for everybody on the call, when Scott posts the call, there will be a link so that you can find where these are orderable if you're interested in them. It'll be at the Network Marketing Tool Chest. But
yes.
And there'll be information on it. Bill, explain to a person what it is, if they order one of these or 10 of these or whatever it is, explain to them what they're going to be getting.
Yes. Next week, I would say by next week, this will be available and it'll be completed. Don Sykes is just waiting for the audio, and he's ready to go. The audio will probably go to him tomorrow from the studio. We record these in a actual radio studio, a broadcasting studio up in Buffalo. So I get very, very, very good quality presentation of audio on it. Don will put that together, and it will be ready. Should be up on the Networking Tool Chest. You can now go up on Networking Tool Chest, and it's actually up there, and it is ready for order. It's not ready to be mailed, but it's ready for order. And all of the ins and outs of how many of you buy this or that, Don has that up there. So this will be available, and will be shipping next week. I did a meeting in Canada. I spoke in Canada just a little while ago. I actually spoke there over this weekend, and I spoke 3 weekends ago in Canada. And I actually did this presentation live and for it. And so that's where a number of people are now calling Don and looking and asking how can we get them. And so he has it up there. Many people are starting to order them already. So you can get this. And this is a tool that I trust will help your business. Will help you grow, find new people, and create some new life and vibrancy in your business, as well as the ones that you're presently working with and what you have going on now. So that's how you do it. You can go up on networkingtoolchest.com, and the information on this is up there as far as ordering and when it will be available, that type of thing. Is that what you wanted, Barb? Yeah.
And Bill, they'll get a DVD, but there's something about a PowerPoint. So is there a narrated not narrated vision?
Yeah, actually, there is a PowerPoint up there now with actually script that he has put up there. But what they will receive is a DVD, just what the picture you're saying, except what Don does, he animates these. These are not animated. He puts that animation in when he actually brings the voice into it. So there'll be things that'll be, so that these pictures have more activity. Things are dropping in as I'm speaking, and so that makes that thing come alive. And he does that, so they'll be having just what you heard with the PowerPoint, and it'll be a DVD.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure. It should be somewhere. Nancy said how long I recorded. I'm going to say somewhere in that 20, 22, 23-minute range. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay. You know, one of the things, Bill, that hits me when you're going through this presentation is how vast that market is for us in Shackley. 83 million people making less than $20 an hour, and most of those jobs, a lot of those jobs are going to go away because of automation. Do you think we might have an answer for some of those people? You know,
boy, we sure do, don't we?
How many millions of students out there that have these student loans that if do you think we have an answer for them with the business opportunity that we have? I mean, the market is out there if we're willing to take a look at it and tap it. There's a lot of people that need what we have.
Boy, Ray, that is so true, and it's just going to. It's not going to. There's going to be more and more people looking because the reality is technology, globalization, and all these things that are happening are simply going to just start replacing people's actual jobs. That's what they're doing it now. For goodness gracious, that they do it now. And yes, there's always going to be people working, but those particular people you just brought up, Ray. Let's just go from that $20 to $40, that range, that's a huge segment of the population. Sure. And a lot of those jobs are going to be vanishing over the years to come. And frankly, you'd be wise to get on the front end of this rather than the back end, because there's going to be a need and for finding income, taking care of your family. I mean, that's just reality. It's the reality.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, thank you everyone for being here tonight. Thank you, Bill and Nancy in the background for helping with all of this, and for Scott for your technical expertise. And we'll see you next month then.
Thank you for inviting us, and looking forward to see all you guys soon. But yeah, thank you very much. It's been fun.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Thanks, Nancy.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you.